oh, we have a need like this. And the IT would say, oh, we have products like this, right?
Having this possibility within the company, it reduces a lot the stress of changing the job.
Welcome to our corporate podcast, where we explore passion, work, and what drives us. Meet our team, their success stories, and what sets us apart. Get ready for inspiring stories and valuable insights. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Talks. In our special studio bar today, we have colleagues from the IT department, Ludmiła and Piotr. And before we kick off, could you please tell us a few words about yourself, Ludmiła?
Okay, so my name is Ludmiła. I joined Heineken 2.5 years ago as a Scrum Master. Now I'm in the role of the chapter lead for Agile. And in my private time, I enjoy trekking, cycling, outdoor activities.
How about you, Piotr?
So my name is Piotr. I joined Heineken 4 years ago. Actually, 2 days ago marks my 4th year at Heineken. In my spare time, I do carpentry. I build furniture. I like things which are tangible.
Wow, that's really cool, and I think quite unusual for people in a company like ours, but that's really, really good. Now, at the beginning, I hesitated for a moment when I said IT department, because in fact, it's called D&T. What does it mean? What does it stand for? What does it represent?
Well, different companies have different names for their IT department, right? And it's exactly the case. D&T stands for Digital and Technology, and it's just a fancy name for an IT department at Heineken, right? What's interesting is that D&T consists of 3 different pillars that form the whole department. So we do have a pillar for master data and data in general. So these are the people who help maintain the data of our customers and our vendors to make sure that they're spread equally over all the systems. We also have teams that manage the technology in terms of ownership of technology, ownership of vendors and contracts, but also we do have a teams for so-called functional IT. So imagine this situation. Years back, before the functional teams were even established, we had situations where the business would come to IT and say, oh, we have a need like this. And the IT would say, oh, we have products like this, right? So there was a miscommunication between one and the other. So to bridge that gap, Heineken decided to launch a group of functional D&T departments per company functions, which means we have functional D&T departments for finance, for procurement, for commerce, for supply chain, etc., etc.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable and logical. And how much technology is in the bottle of beer?
That's a very good question. As I mentioned, we have teams that manage technology, and we have teams that manage the functional requirements of different global functions. In the teams that manage technology, we of course have all the infrastructure baseline that every company needs to manage. So we have hosting, we have networks, we have end user devices, but we also have teams that develop in OutSystems, which is a low-code solution. We have teams that manage SAP, which is our ERP tool of choice, but also for certain legacy solutions, we also use Microsoft Navision or JD Edwards by Oracle. We of course have teams that manage databases. We have teams that manage middleware like Delboomi, like SAP PO, etc., etc. On the functional side, we also have teams that manage functional software. Imagine Salesforce for commerce, right? We need to take orders from our customers. Imagine Microsoft Dynamics, another solution that's used to take orders from our customers. And different functions deploy different technologies that are used, in some cases, for very specific use cases.
Okay, so it means that actually you're behind the product, you make this flow in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what makes the D&T department or digital technology in Heineken so special? Why is it important for you?
To me, it's exceptional in a way that it gives us all opportunities to learn and grow, self-develop, and there are a variety of opportunities, I would say, starting with our internal trainings, external trainings, mentorship programs. Also, we have, for most expensive trainings, we have this further education allowance program in place that you can apply. I would also like to mention Scrum Master Academy, which is a very unique initiative that we started last year, just for the sake of enabling people who are interested in the role but have no experience at all to just start the role, have a mentor, get the training, internal and very formal one, and start a new role. It wouldn't be just possible outside.
So this is amazing. And from your 2.5 years tenure with Heineken, why is all that important to you?
This is because I think that developing the career does not really need for someone to change the job, to change the employer. You can still do it within the company you are in. And this is Heineken. You can grow because we want to grow people based on the strengths, based on the potential, offer them what they need to learn and thrive. So this is basically it.
Why is that important?
This is important to me because self-development and growth is what really drives me. And having this possibility within the company, it reduces a lot the stress of changing the job. And I can do it still within the same context, within the same people, the same community.
Yeah. We hear and we know that the situation on the market is quite dynamic now. How is D&T doing? How is D&T doing in Heineken?
Another good question. Thank you very much for it. First of all, we're quite unique on the market in a way that we are not really a shared service center from D&T perspective, because what we do is we build our capabilities to support the central D&T in our head office. So we're not really an outsourcer that absorb IT functions of different customers, because our customer is always internal. We always support internally the D&T of the global D&T of Heineken, right? Not like many other shared service centers on the Kraków market. At the same time, answering how we're doing in terms of the dynamic market, our intention this year is to double the headcount we have so far. So we have really big ambitions, and I'm quite positive we'll manage to deliver on these.
And is there anything else that makes D&T so unique?
I think it's people, very inspirational. Our community is very diversified, also in terms of culture, in terms of background. It gives a lot of inspiration to me.
Yeah, so when I reach back or reach out to the cultural stereotypes, they say, okay, the IT or digital guys, they're usually male with, checkered shirts, they're nerdy and so on. Is there anything you can say to debuff this myth?
Yeah, just go outside and check how many male programmers in these shirts you can see out there.
So it's good.
It's just a stereotype, I think.
And it's good that is being broken, because with so many generations on board, with so diverse people from not only from Poland here, I think we can also learn from each other in that way.
Absolutely, although I don't know if I can debuff that stereotype, because I own like 4 or 5 different checkered shirts. So from that perspective, I'm kind of stereotypical.
Okay, that's really good. Thank you so much for joining us here in the studio for an unfiltered talk about digital and technology. Let's now cheer to further successes and achievements of the department.
Beer, finally.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.